Welcome to Immigrant Bazaar, a weekly podcast where we talk about immigrants and we are immigrants ourselves. My name is Bahram.
And my name is Anwar.
Is Shaukat?
And we're the ones who are going to be discussing weekly and providing you episodes about immigrants, their lives, any questions they have, any issues, anything that matters to them that helps them out. So before we start talking about the podcast itself, we would like to give you guys background about ourselves. Clearly, as you know, as you can hear, we are immigrants ourselves. We speak differently than others. We have accents. We're not different than any other guys who are also immigrants. So that said, I'm just going to give you a little background about myself, and Anwar and Shaukat will follow as well. So for myself, first time I came to US was back in 2002. It was exchange program, and I came to state of Hawaii. I studied for high school for 1 year, and then I went back home. Did not break any rules. I went back home. After that, it was back in 2006 when I came back to US to continue my bachelor's degree. I was studying abroad, but then transferred back to US. Did some studies here for economics, a couple years, did my master's, worked a little bit as well in between to do some practical training. And then since 2010, I've been living in state of New Jersey. It's been 10 years already. I have my kids here, my wife, 3 kids. I've been in the area of health insurance. I work as a business analyst. It's been interesting. It's been unique, very different than any other people have. But of course, everybody has their unique background, unique experiences. And throughout the podcast, we'll be looking forward to share with you our experiences, what we've learned. And plus, we're going to be inviting hosts, guest episodes for the different guests on the episodes. And we'll make sure that those episodes bring you something that hopefully will benefit you at the same time. You'll be able to share with others who will benefit as well, and making sure that these podcasts are something that everybody can you take something from episodes and hopefully help you guys out. That said, I will quickly pass it to my friend here, Anwar and Shaukat. And actually, I forgot one thing. I apologize for that. I forgot that we are from Tajikistan, all of us from Tajikistan. And these guys, I'll let them talk more about because we're all from the same place. So they'll probably talk a little more about that. All right, Anwar, go ahead.
All right. Hey, Anwar here. As Bahram said, we're all from Tajikistan. We're actually from the northern part of the country. We're all old high school, middle school friends. So Tajikistan is a small country, landlocked country in Central Asia. We were a part of former Soviet Union, so you can imagine some Russian influence there. So, coming back to my own background, I also came to the States as an exchange student for the first time. It was 2001. I lived in Missouri for about a year. After the end of that exchange year, I actually went back. I didn't break any rules either. I studied computer programming for a year in Tajikistan. Then I moved to Turkey. I actually lived in Turkey for about 6 years. I got my bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and worked in Istanbul for some time. And then I decided to come back to the United States for grad school. And it was kind of a long and arduous ordeal, I would say. But nevertheless, I'm done with that, and I'm working right now, living in Massachusetts. I'm also married. We recently had a kid, and as you can see, I'm also not a media person or journalist or anything. I'm a chemical engineer. Right now, working in biotechnology / pharmaceutical industry. So when it comes to this podcast, we all, 3 of us, we are immigrants that are trying to adapt to this new life. Well, relatively new because I've been here since 2009. So and then with the exchange year, it's been 12 years. I've lived in several states: Missouri, Delaware, Maryland, now Massachusetts. So we're not fresh immigrants, but nevertheless, we are immigrants who are trying to settle down in this country, and we face different challenges. And we thought that, if we can form this platform that can help other immigrants who are facing the same challenges, that'd be useful and would have some viewership and subscribers, fingers crossed. So that's all about me, I guess. In future episodes, we can actually share maybe a little more information about ourselves, some anecdotes. But for now, that's it. And I'll pass it on to Shaukat.
Hi all, this is Shaukat. To jumpstart from my background, not to take more of your time. So I got my bachelor's actually from Istanbul, Turkey. This was in engineering, in electronics and communication engineering. And after like 5 years of study, then I moved to US for my master's degree. So here in Nebraska, I've got my master's in computer information systems. I have stayed here for a while, but for some family reasons, then I have left US back to Turkey, and there when I started with my first maybe job, and then it was in the corporate, actually in the chemical and forestry corporate companies. After maybe staying there for about 5 years, then I was fortunate to get green card to win through DV lottery program and moved back to US. Here in the US, currently I'm residing in Chicago. I work for a consulting company and then currently working for an international engineering company. So I've been in IT industry for the last 10 years, currently mostly in the area of project management. So we are all friends with the co-host here, and I'm a father of 2 kids, both going to elementary school. And maybe it's the first, maybe the last, I don't know, that I'm in this podcast, because my role here would be mostly in the background, doing the technical stuff. But I'll be enjoying the time with listening and moving with this podcast.
Yeah, me and Baron got the easiest job here, so all we do is just talk.
Yeah, so we keep telling this. We keep telling Shaukat he got the most difficult job. He says no, we have the difficult job. So, but actually, his job is going to be tough. But I was joking the other day. I told him, he would be our also guest host sometimes as well. So as we need his expertise and things that he does, so to share about things that
if this podcast becomes successful, we can have an episode of how to start a successful podcast for immigrants.
and how to do the video editing, right? Video editing and do all the. That said, like you guys heard from all of us, we're not journalists or we're not media personalities by any means. We all have different background, economics, engineering here mainly. So we decided to do this just because we wanted to see how is it going to help people who are coming here, whether they came here like just recently, like Shaukat was mentioning, in his case, it was green card lottery program that, his family won and they immigrated to here. Or for some other people, it could be their parents lived here, they came here with the parents, they grew up here. They're immigrants, but at the same time, they grew up here. So it's kind of different for everybody. Everybody has their own kind of unique circumstances in life. But nevertheless, what we realized is, sort of living here throughout the years, it's, going through, different stages of life. When you first time you buy a car, you open a bank account, you get a house. Everything requires knowledge, and that knowledge requires you either to research on your own, find somebody who knows that, who can benefit you, or do some other ways, look for some other ways to get to whatever you need to do to get to your point, what you need to do, whether you want to buy a house and anything else. So that said, we were, of course, we as friends, we talk here, over the phone, we chat about things. We, of course, we always look for, when the pandemic came, we always were thinking about, okay, we're all working remotely at home. Nowadays we are grateful that we can work from home, and that's been a blessing. And with that said, we said, okay, what else we can do, something that can benefit people, something that can help people, get their lives in a better course, help them out. And with 40 million people in this country who are immigrants one way or another, like I said, some people just came, don't know any English. Some people have been living here for years, but still immigrants. We said, hey, why don't we open have a podcast or have a like YouTube channel, have a Facebook page where we can talk about immigrants, what they face. It's not about immigration by any way. It's not. We'll talk about immigration in probably an episode, but not. It's not. This is not a legal counsel. That's a disclaimer here. It's not a legal counsel. We're not lawyers here, or we're not professional advisors of finance or business or anything related. We'll be talking. We're just we're just people who have gone through things in life, seen the difficulties or challenges, and know people who can talk about those and kind of help us out.
Yeah, I just want to point out we're already swamped with Zoom meetings. Okay, we're not doing this because we want one more Zoom meeting. Working from home, that hasn't been that easy with all those meetings. So I personally hope that people appreciate the sacrifice. We are trying to do something that would be useful, and we'll have some viewership. Hopefully, we do want this to actually grow into a legit thing, let's say.
Subscribe, right? Subscribe.
Yeah, it could be there too.
Somewhere here.
Somewhere there. We're gonna Shaukat,
like,
you gotta find a button somewhere.
Yeah,
we need the subscribers to make this work. And of course, the most important thing, we are 3 immigrants and we have some experience. We've been living here for like 10 or even more years. But then we're not going to rely on our personal experience. We're going to have guests. So that's the main format. And these guests, hopefully, we believe are going to be very useful resources. If you want to, I don't know, buy a house, that's one thing that Bottom already mentioned. What else? Education for your kids. We all have kids. If I want to send my kids to kindergarten, what kind of kindergarten? How do I choose? How do I make that choice? What are the criteria? What are the options? What else?
IT.
Succeeding in your career. IT. How to get into IT, for example. That's a huge thing among immigrants. Another thing that I think we need to point out: immigrants usually are very concrete people, and when I say that, what I mean is they want real answers. I think they don't want to waste time talking to someone, blathering about the feelings or whatever their thoughts. I think immigrants want answers to questions. They want to succeed usually. I've seen statistics that shows that a lot of entrepreneurs, businessmen, they either a good portion of those people are either first or second generation immigrants. So immigrants are people who want to succeed, who want to work, who want to go after opportunities. So that's what we're trying to help, I think, right, guys? Helping out people to settle here and also succeed in whatever they do.
Yeah, indeed, this is important. I mean, like from between us right now, Shaukat, for example, went through the process of buying a house, so he knows the deal on that. So I went through the process of first time around, having no credit history, getting a credit card back in 13, 14 years ago. And that was a process. First time you come to US, nobody's gonna give you you go to driver's license, they can ask for social security, right? So you get the social security, and what else you need to do next to you want to buy a house or get a car? You cannot get a car without the credit history, right? If you want to lease a car or if you want to finance a car or what's on so on. I mean, for that requires you having credit history, or like knowing the people to buy a house, or knowing the people even getting your car fixed, right? So getting your car fixed, like right now, if you live in a community, if you live in a remote area of country that you don't have a whole lot of community of your own country, where you're from, let's say you're from, like, I don't know, you're from Egypt, right? If you don't have any Arabs over there, what are you going to do with that, right? How are you going to handle that? So you need to have some kind of network. So our goal is, we're not going to give you a network of Egyptians around you or network of Tajiks around you. All we're trying to do is trying to help you find right ways, to do it, whether you need to do searching around or making calls or doing something that can benefit you. We're not going to handhold you, of course, through the process. Don't call us or don't email us asking, for example, hey, how do I find the mechanic for my car? It's not like that. We're not doing that. But hopefully we're guiding you to find the network you need to help you make your first car purchase or home purchase, or get your, Anwar was saying, get your kids to school, right? It's important. Like I was having a hard time putting my kids to kindergarten. I did not know the process. I need to figure out, right? So I mean, that requires time and that requires a lot of effort. So that's what we're trying to do. And of course, it's going to be unique for everybody, right? One state could be different from another state, but generally we're trying to give you an idea that helps you out and hopefully benefits you and your friends and everybody else.
And also one more thing, we all three come from Central Asia, from a specific country in Central Asia, but we don't want this channel to be limited to Central Asia or a specific ethnic group. We hopefully will reach out to different immigrant communities. There's a huge Chinese American, Indian American communities here. Our audience is all immigrants living in the United States. So we're not going to be limited, but initially we might have, our guests list might be a little skewed towards, Central Asians, Russians, but things can change, hopefully. We do want to make sure we touch as many aspects as possible. Well, one of the things I've heard, for example, Asian Americans, sometimes there's something called glass ceiling in their career because they're not seen as strong leaders who can, move up the career ladder and become VPs and CEOs and things like that. So that's one thing that we could look at. There are many things. Immigrants have a lot of issues, so I don't think we'll have a problem running out, of ideas of what to talk about. The most important thing, we're going to talk about real things that are going to be useful, hopefully, not just wishy-washy talk, but really useful information. That's the thing that we'll try to do, I think.
Yes, so we are living together here. All of us actually go through the same challenges that people also face. So, and this brings actually the need for somehow coming together. So it can be done in different forms. You can come together physically to discuss those questions and maybe to see how others have been handling those. And also currently, as you have mentioned about the pandemic, a lot of focus has been put on the groups and in the social media. There have been a lot of groups, maybe in Instagram, in Facebook, where actually the same kind of questions have been asked and the same challenges are faced. And they want to get the others' recommendations on how to deal with those. And same thing here in Illinois. Actually, we have a large population of Polish. And when I have checked a map of the third language, in fact, I've realized actually in majority of the states, German is spoken, Russian is being spoken, Arabic, Polish mainly here. So we see that there's a large actually number of immigrants that are kind of residing in different states here. So in that sense, this is also another platform actually to bring up those questions and to seek ways how we can overcome those, to face those. So in that sense, it's something common, in fact. So we are also bringing, one way is to discuss and find maybe solutions to those issues, but on the other side also join forces, in fact, bridging between the communities. So as I see, communities like somehow acting in silos and trying to solve their own issues by themselves. But I don't think we need to restrict this. We have a large community. Why not share this same experience with others? Why not come together with other communities and maybe see how they are dealing with the same issues? That way, I guess we will facilitate overall and have a better and more meaningful solution, which is not something temporary but permanent, hopefully.
And in addition, what Shaukat was saying, our goal is not only just talk about things that we have in mind, right? We have in mind to talk about this and that, but we also look forward to hear from you what subject topics interest you the most. What are the things that are bothering you, or what are the things you want to clarify immigrant. Not like I said, it's not necessarily speaking talk only about immigration. Though immigration is really difficult in this country. It was getting difficult in the last several years in terms of everything is slow. But generally in any other topic that you think is interesting for you or for your community around you or for the neighbors around you that you may think it would be beneficial if we were to bring somebody, an expert, not necessarily to solve your problem, but at least help you guys and clarify that, give you some guidance, and possibly show some steps to resolve those obstacles, or help them out clarify those. So it would be beneficial, I believe. So we'll look forward. That said, we'll look forward to hear from you. And Anwar, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, hopefully it won't be as serious. We won't be talking just about problems, but talking about fun things as well. Some celebrations of Diwali, for example, for Indian Americans, or something fun as well. And also what I wanted to say was, all immigrants, we balance adaptation with assimilation. If we assimilate completely, we kind of lose our identity. But at the same time, if you don't adopt well, then we can't find our way. So there's this balance that we basically be trying to help you with. So hopefully our guests will help you with that balance of how to adapt well, legally, with mundane things like buying a car or something like that, but also culturally how to assimilate or adapt, and how to find that balance. So that being said, I think this was a pretty thorough, hopefully, introduction of our channel. One more thing, I think I'm repeating myself the third time, but do subscribe. We need subscribers to make this work. I know that we know that there's more than 40 million immigrants in this country. So hopefully there will be a bunch of people who interested in this, who think that they can benefit. So please do subscribe. We have, so far, we just have an email, immigrantbazaar@gmail.com. But all comments are welcome. We're gonna have a YouTube channel. We do already have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page on Instagram, I believe. So we're going to be active socially. So please reach out. And as Baram said, whatever you want to talk about, let us know. We'll try to adapt.
And for those who are, exactly. And for those who want to hear, to have fun, not only on YouTube, but also like while you're riding your train or driving your car, listening podcasts. So podcast is also going to be available for you. So podcasting is going to be, you won't be able to see, but you'll have an option to see if you want to see, but you can definitely hear us, listen to the podcasts on everywhere you listen to podcasts, whether it's an Apple Podcast, Spotify, anywhere else, your normal podcast channels. So you'll be able to get us there. And yeah, so that said, I think we'll look forward to talking to you guys, and it's going to be.
Just remember the name, Immigrant Bazaar. Just wherever you go, Spotify, wherever you go, Immigrant Bazaar, that will be us. So please do. And we're looking forward to host you in the future.
Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Take care.